Do you remember that famous line, "I've fallen and I can't get up"? Made famous by that very funny show, Grace and Frankie, where two 70-year-old women are trying to get up off the floor after they fall down. It's a joke in a way, but it's actually a very, very serious conversation and topic. We want, as we age, to be healthy and strong, and our bone health is something that we have to do something very proactively about. So I want to share with you 10 different ways that you can help to strengthen your bones as you get a little older after 60. My name is Margaret Manning. I'm with 60andMe. So welcome to the show today. I hope that you're all doing well wherever you are. Our show today is brought to you by International Living. Now, International Living is a company that has made it its business to help people make decisions about retiring overseas. They have correspondents on the ground who are asking questions and giving you answers about the types of things that might be on your mind. So check their website, internationalliving.com/60andme, and you can ask them to send you a link to their latest report, which is they're very valuable, high value resources for you to consider retiring abroad. So let's talk a little bit here about bone health, because, in order to think about things like retiring abroad and going on trips and traveling, we have to think about our bone health. And as I mentioned earlier, our bone health starts to degenerate when we're in our 30s. And every year after that, we start to lose bone mass. And of course, that leads us open to things like osteoporosis and osteopenia, which is a weak bones. And these are things that really impact so much of our lives. I mean, if you're trying to travel, or you want to get, to visit and play with your grandkids, or you want to just do things in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, you've got to look after your bone health. So Leanne Eli, one of our bloggers, wrote a really good article on this topic. And by the way, this is not medical advice. You should obviously check with your doctor and get their opinions on your personal situation. But these are some things that you can build healthy bones, foods that you can eat, things that you can do, and hopefully you'll find them helpful. So the first thing is to remember that bone loss, or the strength in your bones, is a natural part of aging. It's not going to change. That's something that we have to deal with, but we can slow the process. We can slow the process with some things that I'm going to suggest to you, and hopefully you'll be able to use them. Food, of course, is one thing that we have complete control over. And there's some vitamins like vitamin D and vitamin K, which are extremely good for strengthening the bones, along, of course, with calcium and other things that we will talk about in a minute. But the foods you eat, if you can get them to include vitamins D and K, this is going to give you a head start. You've got your vitamins D, of course, in your milk and other things like supplements, sometimes with magnesium, they include it. But eggs, mushroom, cheese, and milk, these are really good sources of D. And also vitamin K is in leafy green vegetables, kale, spinach, and also some cereals. But you can check all this online. And in Leanne's article, she actually talks a lot about these in more and more detail. But just basically look at your diet and make sure that you've got vitamin D, vitamin K. That's super important. The second thing is calcium. I mean, your bones really need calcium in order to grow, but you've got to get it from products that have the right kind of vitamin calcium. Things like dairy products, broccoli, soy, almonds, canned salmon apparently is really good. And then you've got fermented products, which are extremely good for calcium, things like kefir and yogurt. So those are the kinds of things that you want to make sure you include in your diet. Also, vegetables are rich in vitamin C. And this is things like broccoli and cabbage and vegetables that are onions, those types of vegetables. And those are really good for you anyway for other reasons. All these natural products are so good for your body, but particularly for bones. So vitamin C is another thing. Protein. Well, of course, our bones need protein. There's no doubt about that. And we sometimes forget, I think, the importance of including protein, if possible, in every meal. You should eat 80 to 100 grams of protein, according to Leanne, and this is backed up by science that you can investigate and explore. But protein is really important. And of course, you will find that in eggs and cheese and dairy products too. But chicken, things that have a good protein content. Up the protein, and that will help your bones. Another thing is collagen. Now, we all know that collagen helps our skin to look great, and that as we get older, we produce less of it. And what happens with your face, of course, is you get wrinkles and little, your pores are more visible. The calcium is what pumps up your skin. So you need calcium for that reason alone, but also for bones, because collagen is a main ingredient of bones. That there is part of the actual infrastructure, the construction of our bones, and that contains the collagen contains amino acids that helps bones to grow. So that's a really important one. And collagen you can get from gelatin and other natural products, but probably a really good idea is to get a supplement, a collagen supplement. I know that they can be a little expensive. I haven't actually checked into the recommendations that other people have made online, but collagen, if you can get it in a supplement, that's a really good investment, I think. That would be Leanne's advice. And again, it's not medical advice here. This is just sort of throwing out ideas that have been supported by scientific research and just are good foods to put into your body to help with bone health. Another thing, of course, is exercise. And exercise is just one of these things that, well, it just goes without saying that it's important to keep your body, the blood flowing through your body and strengthening your bones. Of course, if you have weak bones, be careful. And your doctor will, of course, give you all kinds of advice. But we've actually got some yoga videos that we have at 60andMe here. And these are ones that are free online. You can go watch them free of charge. We have gentle yoga. This is a good one. I use this one actually all the time. And this actually has like a specialty, like it's like, your back, your legs, your joint mobility, shoulders and neck. It has like different parts of the body. And again, free to watch online. You can buy the DVD if you want to watch it at home, but it's really available. We've got a chair yoga too, and also the gentle yoga flows. But yoga is one of those exercises that you can, stretch and relax, and it does help your body overall. And bone health, of course, is part of that. So back to vitamins that you can put in your body. Magnesium. Magnesium is one of these vitamins that is, I'm hearing a lot about magnesium. And I know there's research being done on it. It's a very important mineral for your body. And it helps to convert vitamin D into a form that absorbs calcium. So it kind of is a glue that holds the vitamin D together with the calcium, and that's super important. And that's a really and it's got zinc as well as another one with magnesium. You can often get those together, but zinc is actually helps with the actual mineral part of your bones. Helps to support that part, that again the inner part of your bones. So magnesium and zinc. That's another combination that you might want to consider. And I'm not saying do all of these supplements, but find one, maybe a good multivitamin that has magnesium and zinc and D and K. You will find those, and that's maybe a good way to approach it. Omega-3 fats, okay, those are super important because they're anti-inflammatory. They help to prevent infection and inflammation, and they do apparently, according to the research, help with bone loss as well, or the bone strength. And that's fatty fish, flax seeds, walnuts, chia seeds. These are all the things that contain omega-3 fats. Again, you can get supplements. One thing that Leanne talks about too, which is another one of these 10, I think I've gone through about 7 or 8 right now. But one thing is, don't diet. Don't cut back on food, thinking that you've got to lose weight for other reasons. Yes, if you're needing to lose some weight for other health reasons, go ahead and do that, of course. But dieting, you often find that you then don't eat the foods that have these minerals in them. And you've got to kind of that in fact has an impact on bone density. But she says there's a trifecta of 3 things that you should have in every meal: protein, fiber, and healthy fat. And healthy fat are things like avocados and nuts. These are things that if you have those in every meal, even a couple of walnuts or a Brazil nut, just one Brazil nut is good for you, that you'll end up having that trifecta of protein, healthy fats, as avocado, nuts, and fiber. I think that's really important. And again, as I mentioned with the yoga, you get your exercise. Get out and walk if you can. Do exercises that don't put pressure on your bones. If you've got delicate situation like running, for example, just maybe walk, but walk with a good pair of shoes and walk comfortably and carefully, and just take care of yourself. The other thing she mentions too is like about substance abuse. Like don't, if you can, drink a lot of alcohol or smoke. These are things that excessively. These are things that do impact your bone health. So if you look at these 10 different things, focus on nutrition, exercise, well-being, you will find that you can slow the process of aging bones. And I think that's really super important. I've actually broken my ankles twice. When I was in my 50s, though. And since then, I'm 70 now. I have not had, touch wood, looking for some wood to touch. I had a broken bone. And I've been doing a lot of things to try to keep my bones healthy. And also I go and have a checkup at the doctor regularly. Every 2 years, I do that kind of an overall big health check and have my bones checked and body mass and all that, just to make sure I want to live a healthy, long life. And you probably do too. So I'd like to ask you, what was the last time you thought about your bone health? What do you do to help protect your bones? Oh, and I'll mention too, by the way, I forgot to mention, Leanne in this article puts 2 really good recipes there. One is for bone broth, which is extremely good for bones. This is bone broth from animals like chicken or beef bones that you make into a soup. Really, really good for your bones. And also this trifecta smoothie, which has got those 3 things, protein, fiber, and fats in it. So check out the article by Leanne. It's a really good one. But anyway, I just want to make sure you stay strong and healthy. And I hope these have been 10 helpful things to consider. Please check out our website too, because we have all kinds of articles there on health and well-being and on healthy bone and on bone health. And I think you'll hopefully find it of value. But thanks for being here, everybody. Have a really great day wherever you are, and look forward to talking with you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.